The International Disability Alliance, also known as IDA, is here for you, persons with disabilities, your families, and the global disability movement. Our work involves advocating for the betterment of the situation of persons with disabilities. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals in total. The contribution of you, persons with disabilities, and your families is critical to our work towards realising these goals for you. Your support for IDA's work will ensure that we realise the principle of no one left behind.
Do you know there are an estimated 1 billion persons with disabilities in the world today? Persons with disabilities comprises 15% of the underrepresented in development efforts.
In 2015, the 193 member states of the UN adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, a global commitment to end all poverty and to reduce inequality for all people.
The Agenda 2030, otherwise known as the SDGs. This agenda provides framework for the government to help them shape their national policies and programs.
The aim of 2030 Agenda is to leave no one behind. It is the first global commitment to development that actually includes persons with disabilities.
In 2006, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities was adopted. The CRPD details our rights and how these rights can be achieved. It is a legally binding human rights treaty.
Sustainable Development Goals represent a new opportunity to implement Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
The SDGs, on the other hand, are a political promise, a 15-year journey to the year 2030, and a more inclusive and accessible world for everyone. The CRPD is a map that provides governments clear directions to make sure that persons with disabilities arrive at the final destination together with everyone else.
Persons with disabilities are mentioned in 5 of the 17 SDGs. 4 of them are thematic: inclusive education, employment, reducing inequalities, and inclusive cities. The 5th one calls for governments to collect data on disabilities.
Every year, governments get together at the high-level political forum to review and to report on Sustainable Development Goal. It is a voluntary review. Our job is to ensure that countries can report on the steps that they've taken to implement Sustainable Development Goals for persons with disabilities.
Despite our numbers, we are still one of the most marginalized populations in society. But things are slowly changing, and we're here at the meeting of the UN, the high-level political forum, to share information on how you can get involved.
Persons with disabilities and their representatives organization must be consulted along the way. We need to share our knowledge and information, coordinate amongst ourselves, raise awareness on the journey. It won't be always easy, and we will need to build bridges to get there. So here is how you are going to get involved.
At the global level, we have the right to 6 actions or activities. 1, to attend all official meetings of the forum. 2, to have access to all official information and documents. 3, to intervene in official meetings. 4, to submit documents and present written and oral contributions. 5, to make recommendations. 6, to organize side events and roundtables in cooperation with member states and the Secretariat.
Keep your governments accountable by participating in constant dialogues around SDG implementation. You can do this by requesting that national consultations on the SDGs include input from civil society and specifically from persons with disabilities.
But we all know that directions are not enough. First-hand knowledge and experience is crucial in ensuring that governments move in the right direction. That is where we come in.
The SDGs are an opportunity. They open doors and break down silos. Now is the time to address the rights of persons with disabilities through a development lens worldwide. The SDGs are realized in your country if all persons with disabilities are lifted out of poverty, have access to universal health care, have the right to participate in inclusive education at all levels, and they also have access to employment with equal access to others. Let's work towards a better future for all.